This is episode 272. It's time to uninvent some stuff.
On this week's episode, which I don't know why I always say weeks. Anyway, on this episode...
I mean, it is this week's episode.
It is. Oh, that's true. All right. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for the support. Yeah. You're a good friend.
Fuck you.
On this week's episode, the EHX POG 3 gets brutally torn to shreds by us.
Shredded. Absolutely roasted.
Absolutely shredded. We have a new giveaway, so stay tuned for that. And that's it. And then we just talk about our boring lives.
Yeah. It's the usual. It's the tone control.
All right. Bing.
Bing. Let's get out of here. It's the tone control. Bye. That's going in.
Oh boy.
Hi, I'm here.
Oh boy, are you nerds? And let me tell you what, on this very special episode of the Tone Control, I'm not going to say that technical things happened right before I pushed record, but here's the deal. I got a whole new computer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Derek didn't know that. I got a whole new computer that we're recording the show on tonight. Thanks, Patreon. No, I'm just kidding. I bought a computer for work, but we did get new cameras and thanks Patreon. Thank patrons. Yeah. But they have been giving us a little bit of trouble, and Derek's not able to get us to work. Just in this moment. Was working fine 5 minutes ago.
Just in this moment. Yeah, it worked fine earlier today. It worked fine the day it got here. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
but so back on the old built-in cam today.
Yeah, I have to let that slough off. I've been starting to do more podcasts or switching into being video podcasts. And I just at a certain point, it was like, this is... I need to just adopt and get into this workflow, learn a little more video editing and actually just do it, because otherwise I'm going to wake up one day and not have any work. So it's I was doing that. And so I started, I did I was like, okay, I'm going to start to finish this whole podcast with multicam edit. And my laptop was my laptop, by the way, was the last Intel MacBook that you could get. So it's from 2019, and it was on its knees begging for the sweet release of death. So I was like, well, this is, we're moving in this direction. So I went and I was like, this is the moment. My computer's over 5 years old. So that's a pretty good run for a workstation. So I got myself a new Mac Studio and a nice 4K Dell screen here. I realized I don't need my laptop to be this crazy, because buying a powerhouse like MacBook is so much more expensive.
It's a lot. Yeah.
You really pay for that miniaturization and stuff. And I was like, I still actually have a perfectly functional laptop. I can record bands all day with this. I just can't edit videos with it.
Right. Yeah.
So it was I'll just have both. I don't need to buy a laptop. So Mac Studio, boy, your money goes a lot further when you don't.
That's a huge part of the reason I've been buying iMacs.
Yeah.
Just because one, I like the all-in-one thing.
Right.
The display is amazing. But also, I was always having my laptop docked at a workstation anyway. So, and I never really brought it on the go because it's too small. Not too small, but I like the big screen. I have a lot of real estate to do a lot of work. And I don't know. It's just, it's when you don't have to cram it all into this tiny box, you save a lot of money. So
it's likewise. I hardly brought it anywhere with anymore. It's a rare day that I do that. And when I do it, I'm just recording a band. So it's
I have my work computer's a laptop, and I've got its display, which is fine, and then 2 other big displays on my desk. So I'm running 3 monitors for work. Yeah. And sometimes I go to the office and I have to bring my laptop. and I'm on the screen and it feels like I'm working on a postage stamp, basically.
Right.
I hate it. I feel like I can't get anything done. There's a lot of like fiddly, God forbid I forget my mouse and have to use the awful trackpad that is how Windows computers have not advanced in the trackpad game is absolutely mind-boggling.
It's madness. It's madness.
They're so bad. So bad. But anyway, yeah.
Have you ever, tangent, hopefully only 1 minute tangent. Have you ever installed Windows on a MacBook?
No.
Okay. I've had cause to do that a couple of times for kicks, and I kind of think they're not doing this anymore because all the Mac stuff is ARM based. But back when you could just do that, like on my Intel laptop, for example, it preloads a couple of apps that Apple has created to basically translate their keyboard, mouse, their graphics drivers, things like that into Windows so that they'll just natively work when you install Windows on it. And
cool.
The stuff that they do to like control the Mac trackpad and make it work in Windows, it's so clear like how much dumbing down is happening to get it to talk Windows. It's like sort of rough. Yeah. You got to drive Windows with a mouse.
Yeah.
It's fine with a mouse all day.
Yeah. It's dude, speaking of computer mice, I'm in my 3D software earlier. I've run into this a few times. I have the Magic Mouse, which you say what you will about it, whatever. It came with my computer. I use it. It's fine. It's beautiful. But
this is the one where the top is like a touch surface, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you can like scroll wheel thin, kind of in any direction. Okay.
Yeah, so you can scroll in every direction. It's got like left and right click. It also has gestures like the trackpads do.
Cool.
So it's cool, except when you're in 3D software and it is confusing the click and drag for scroll. And like there's some of that like confusion happening because scroll is like your zoom in and out, and then click and drag would be to move the part or move something. And
you have
too
many degrees of freedom in that software.
Yeah. And so fortunately, my other mouse, for my work computer, has 3 it can Bluetooth connect to 3 machines. So
there you go.
I can just like push the button on the bottom and now it's on my iMac. It's awesome.
Nice.
Just get yourself one of those.
Well, I still have my, do I have enough cord here?
Not you, but you still have your big mouse ball thing?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I could bring this into frame.
Look at
here
this.
We go. The Kensington Expert Mouse, which I've had forever. And you will see these in recording studios. I think it's fantastic. It's for the amount of like, the ball is really big, gets a good control. It's got a big scroll wheel and 4 buttons, and it fits in a space, you know what I mean? And it's like hard to top. Like
put. Yeah.
It's kind of old fashioned in a sense because it's just been this product for like decades, but like it's not broken. and I've been using it daily for decades.
Yeah. Right. How many actuations are on those switches, you know?
Exactly. And they're still going strong. I mean, I've worn off, there's like sort of it's just gray, but like I've worn through the top gray and I'm onto the bottom gray now on the main button there. Just over literally at least 15 years I've had this.
That's awesome. Computer mice, am I right?
Yeah, so anyway, I'm just on, I used to have multiple monitors. I had a laptop with an extra monitor, and then to do this show, I have another laptop because I was just trying to like work within the power constraints of that poor old computer. And now this thing is, I don't hear a fan spinning up right now, even though I'm raging on like tons of windows and a 4K screen and multiple videos flying this way and that. Yeah,
it's like, you want to do a podcast tonight? Cool. Watch this.
Wake me up later. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know when you're done. Yeah.
So
that's
anyway,
fun. New computer day is a good day.
It's been so it arrived Friday, and I have actually I'm not even done installing all my shit.
Oh shit!
I've been working on it like a little bit, a couple of hours at a time through the weekend, so I didn't have to take as much off of work. But then today I dug into I actually need to put my tone control stuff together because I hadn't put OBS on.
It's like a whole infrastructure setup you got to do.
But I'll tell you how I organize my life. Cloud storage. I just have like stuff. All of my stuff that I would want for like this show is just in my Dropbox. So like I turn on OBS and just went click, click, and I'm right back where I started on the other computer in just a second. So
perfect.
That's all good. And that's likewise with all my sessions and stuff. I I just, I don't attach myself too strongly to any hard drive. And then guess what? No hard drive can fail.
There you go. Hey, you want to see something cool?
Yeah.
I think on the show at some point I talked about Tinkercad.
Yeah.
I talked about it for a pick of the week that was like about Gridfinity, right? So I had a problem and I solved it with 3D printing, and I'm really proud of myself. So I don't have the actual finished one here because it's
you shared a picture right?
My guitar gear. So this is the bag that my X-Vive U4 came in. And this isn't, I don't actually own this. Matt in the band is loaning me this kind of long term. So in this bag would go the XLR dongle and the body pack for your headphones and stuff. And
this is a wireless in-ear monitors.
Yeah, wireless in-ear thing. So, but the stitching broke in the bag. So now like you can't tighten it anymore. And it's like, it's kind of falling apart. Just kind of sucks. So I know.
Makes you look like a poor person.
Well, it does. And I was like, well,
Jesus.
Well, because I can't. That's just a harsh thing to say. That's not true at all. But it's like, it's one of these drawstring bags and it doesn't drawstring properly now that the stitch broke. Right. So it's like stuff kind of falls out a little bit. So this is my prototype.
It's a real we don't want no scrub situation.
Yeah. This is effectively the same thing. But I designed and made this in Tinkercad and 3D printed it at home. And in here you can see a tall skinny and a short wide. And these are
yes.
Yes. It's your banana shaped man and your apple shaped man. And I when I got into 3D printing, I got myself a set of digital calipers, and just like here's an early pick. Get some digital calipers because they're awesome to just have around. They're so much better than a tape measure. Oh my God. So anyway,
so when you're like trying to select a banana, and you get out your calipers and right,
banana for scale. So it's I did the whole same thing I mentioned with the Gridfinity stuff, where I created the shape, created another shape, and did a subtraction of the difference, and ended up with this. And I also added little magnet holes. This doesn't have any magnets in it because the prototype that this is revealed, these holes are too small. So 9 or whatever it is, 8 millimeter.
Snug,
too snug. 8 millimeter printed, accounting for tolerance and stuff. I actually needed to bump it up by a little bit. So, and then I made a lid, and it also has magnets, and so it just fits together.
Clunk.
And clunk, and then I have this little nifty black case that just holds my in-ear stuff. Keeps itself shut. It's awesome. It's awesome. Like, and I'm so
and
stoked
they're gonna
about
fit in there, and like they're not gonna rattle around or anything. Yeah.
No, they don't rattle around too much. I was probably gonna line the inside with felt once I'm done with it. Because the only thing I might want to add is the charging cable. I like to keep the charger with it because this is a single USB that splits out into 2 USB mini. And because you charge both of these off of one USB port, which is great. But I definitely don't want to, I always had this with me in the bag, and I don't have room in this version. So I'd have to make another compartment. It'd be a larger box, but still it's like much more secure. And so then on the current final version, I was like fooling around learning some other stuff, and I printed our band name on the side. So I just like embossed the band name, and it prints up and it looks awesome. So
now nobody can steal it.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. It's like an unremarkable black box like all other music gear.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't want to get it left somewhere. So if it says like my name and the band name, then hey, I don't have to worry about a label maker. It's forged right into the thing. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm super jazzed about it because I was like, I got a problem. I want a custom solution. And I did it inside of a day. I made 2 prototypes and a final version in a day while at work. Like,
that's a lot of, boy, your printer is a lot faster than they used to be back in the day,
Here's the smart thing. Here's the smart thing, right? You can build in a pause in the print. So you can say, like, at this layer, pause. I will tell you when to start again. And people do that for all sorts of reasons. So you can embed electronics, so you can add weight, so you can add whatever. If you need to add buoyancy, stuff like that. So I paused it when it was partway through and just like fit my pieces in it to see, am I going in the right direction?
So you could pull the plug right there and start again.
I could pull the plug and not have to wait for the whole print to finish and then have a bunch of waste. So, but yeah, it was working out great, and it's awesome. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Very,
Worlds
very
colliding.
good. Yeah.
What's new with you? We're all over the place with this show.
We are. It's just absolute madness. You just ask me if I need to do any sounds, because I don't know if I'm gonna
you want to
remember.
do one? I don't care.
Do one? Do a sound? All right.
Yeah.
Here, just do this old. Yeah, Eric, you're right. We need new sounds. I've had these same idea. Like I've got like a full like 26-ish of them here, but like it's hard to keep track of which ones I've played recently, and I need to have like 3 of these that I can just alternate between,
like
so
3
that
libraries. Yeah.
So I'm never scared to just push one of the buttons that I've exactly played that one last episode or something. But yeah, hey, I need some more because
I'll do some, but I have an idea.
Yeah.
Let's make everyone else do them too. Send in your sounds.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah. Send in sounds and we'll throw them in the show. Just like a little, you know how long they are, a couple seconds.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of ours turned into being sourced from the pedal demos eventually, but in the beginning they were just little like stingers. They didn't necessarily have to be whole things, but give me anything you want. Just make it, shorter than make it like 15 seconds or shorter, or I'm gonna trim it down. But yeah, that would be outstanding. I would fucking love that.
That would be super cool. Yeah, I should find some time to. The course I'm teaching is wrapping up soon, so maybe once that's done, I can make some more. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What's new? My kid beat me at Battleship today.
Today's her birthday, isn't it?
Today's not her birthday.
Tomorrow's her birthday.
No, the 21st.
Fuck. The 21st. Beth,
you flipped the digits.
Beth told me right before I came up here. She was like, "Oh my God, it's Arya's birthday."
She flipped the digits.
I'm going to text her right now.
Yeah, you made me look like a fool on my podcast. Yeah, 21st, which is first day of school for her, first day of 4th grade. She's psyched.
God.
Yeah. Yep.
She's psyched? That's great.
Yeah, so she does a lot of she has camps throughout the summer, but these last 2 weeks have been home. So she does a little bit of camp grandparents and stuff, but today was a home day with Dad. And, she has workbooks and stuff and some sort of things that she does a bit of every day just to keep it up. And she's been really going gangbusters on the math too. She's really getting caught up.
Wow, good.
She had a little trouble in 3rd grade, and we had to kind of buckle down and realize that.
Beth says, "Oh, right."
Great, Beth. Nice job.
Thanks.
Yeah. So anyway, we got her these workbooks, and she's been just kind of running with it. So it was this is the thing that we probably were supposed to be already doing as parents. And we were all the other kids probably have these study help that they do. And we're just sending our kid to school. Well, isn't it your job to teach them the math?
You're the school.
You're the school, man. What do you? So no, but she's doing fantastic. Before it was oh my God, and there's all these problems, and now she's blasting through 10 pages in this book, and she learned exponents without me telling her anything. She just read it out of the book and came to me, and she's look, I did these pages, and I'm nailed it. So she's doing great. This afternoon she finished everything. She said, I want to play Battleship with you, and I'm okay. Actually, this is a pretty okay story, right? So we sit down. I'm okay, you know the rules of Battleship? Okay, great.
I can't tell you the last time I played Battleship, man.
I'm I'm not going to help you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to feed you answers or anything. I'm going to organize my ships in a deceptive way, and I'm going to go
it's
for
on.
It. Yeah, it's friggin' on. And she's shooting all over the place. She gets a couple of early shots, and frankly, she pulls way ahead. She gets some lucky shots. But I come back and complete. I beat her at the end. Yeah. And she handles it okay, which is growth.
Handles
for her.
The loss? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah.
That's growth for her too. But then she's you want to go again? And I was yes, I do. Which also I feel there's that growth, right? You got defeated at something, and she jumped right back in. And
I'm here for the redemption arc.
Yeah, so we start going, and I'm shooting. I basically shoot these star patterns, right? So that the little tiny destroyer can't get away. You know what I mean? I just don't want to miss that guy and then be chasing him at the end. So I shoot in these star patterns where, and she had been previously, she'd shoot 3 in a row for no reason, and then she'd go over to the other side of the board and all this random stuff. So I'm I'm just doing my thing. I'm just creating a pattern across the ocean, right? And partway through I'm ahead, and partway through the game, I see her shoot, and she shoots a star just like me, and I'm oh, fuck. And sure enough, like 2 turns later, she hits a ship, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's happening!" And then I was like, "Okay, girl, you got it. Walk away with it." And she did. So
she's learning.
Yes, I was like,
"Oh man!"
And I told her later, I'm like, "Aria, I saw you do my move right there," and she gives me these eyes, And I'm like, "Yeah,
whatever could you be talking about?
What could you be talking about, Daddy?" So
that's awesome.
That was fun. Yeah,
that's great. My kid's in a good stride with all kinds of things, which is awesome. I think his last few teeth pushed through like last week. So
much of that sleep stuff is all around that teeth, man.
Oh my God.
Holy
dude.
shit.
Yeah, we were in like a holy shit. 2 is hitting hard.
Yeah.
For like 2 weeks or a week and a half or so, he was like on fire. And then I think I remember hearing this. I could be just making this up. Beth doesn't remember either, but I think because teething can cause a fever. And I think by the time they get the fever, you're kind of done with it. Like the fever is the last stage of the teething experience for that stint. So, because he had the fever and the next day he was like, "Hey guys, weird, huh?" Like he's totally, completely normal. So I don't know, but he's doing a lot better now. And he's just like, he's picking up words like freaking crazy.
Oh, there you go.
So we're in that stage of like, can you say watermelon or whatever, anything? And he just pretty much gets it the first time, most times.
All right.
So, new words and stringing words together, which is really cool. Today he hit me with, "Where did it go?" And what happened? What happened's been a new one. Pretty consistent. So, the thing with toddler language where you're trying to like, only you understand it, but it's,
No, I get what you're saying, but it's still, it's the idea that it's communication, because that's legit, like whether or not they pronounce everything exactly right. It's like if they're actually using it to communicate, then all that stuff's knitting together and it really explodes at a certain point. And it's just like it's like the invention of the light bulb. All these things fall into place, and then 6 people invent the light bulb within a year of each other or something in history. Exactly. It's like that sort of thing happens with brains. And
and you can tell it's kind of taking a load off of some of his pressure to like for us to figure out what he's thinking and saying. Because we understand him more easily, obviously, and he understands us really well. So it's just in a good like little pocket right now. So yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
Dad, isn't it B7, not B minor? Yeah, sure. I bet you could ask him to say that. Jack, can you say B7? And he would try. Like he would sincerely be like, he would just say it as as a little baby.
Baby 7,
Baby 7, yeah. He calls himself the baby.
The baby, okay.
The baby, yeah. So anyway, there's guys, there's some stuff in the show notes today.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Where am I? What year is this?
Is it a pedal? Is it the tone control? What's happening?
All right. It can be. Shall we then? Shall we thing of a bob? Here's another classic. Quick pause. Is it for you? Is it cutting off the start of these, or can you tell over Discord? Okay, yeah, I'm hearing that too. I think okay. A little bug to sort out later. Anyway, we're rolling with it for now.
Yeah, cool.
So
how about what is it? EHX? So what are we talking about?
We're talking about EHX, and what have they EHX'd lately? What is the latest that they have EHX'd? It's this. It's the POG 3.
The third POG.
The third POG. The third POG Junior. Except it's bigger.
I'm sorry. Can I interject something? Your comment of junior just reminded me of something. So, I got a message today from the guy who's putting on the robot convention in September that I'm doing my droids for, and he's like, "Check this out!" And he sends me a 3D print, an image of a print of Ben Rodriguez from Futurama, Bender's son.
Bender. Oh, right. I totally forgot about that. Ben Rodriguez. They really let that go into the background too, like Bender Bending Rodriguez, his full name.
Yeah. So he's like 26 inches tall and cute as a button. Just the best. So he's also working on, was it like the Tiny Tim bot? Where he's got the crutch leg.
Oh yeah,
that's coming.
You've raised my hopes and dashed them quite expertly, sir.
Right. So yeah, I asked him. I was like, if you're cool with sharing that, I would love to try printing a Ben. His arms are all short and like inside the body. Anyway, okay, that's all.
Okay, so anyway, the Pog Junior, Pog 3, polyphonic octave generator. So, okay, this just looks like they just spread it out. Didn't it always have these switches, or am I wrong? Tell me.
Pog 2, which I was trying to look up before the show started, was when Pog 2 came out, and I couldn't really find it. But it's been out for a long time. I tried it when, I think I tried it twice with Pedal Genie over the years. And that one had all the sliders and all the other stuff. So Pog 3 comes in, and it is as though Strymon made it. Like if Strymon owned the IP that is Pog, I think it would be this. Wow. Like it's pretty much that. It's $645.
Sort through these images here.
Yeah. I don't know who that's for. It's got all kinds of screens. It's got little knobs, faders, that kind of stuff.
We got panning for each of the 6 paths, audio paths here.
Yeah. So it's intense. There's a ton more I/O. It's got the MIDI. It's got USB-C. It's all the stuff. 100 presets or something wild. Expression control. So it can be your wah because it's got a variable envelope and a Q. So you can just set that to be a wah, and it does all the Pog stuff and all this other like crazy new shit. I'm not really super hip to Pog. The Pog 2. I don't know if that one did the 5th. Is anyone in the chat that knows that? I'm not sure.
But Pog 2, the one, okay, so the other one with the sliders, what we're talking about. We're not talking about like, because there was like little baby ones too that didn't have sliders.
There's like micro
presets.
Pog. Yeah.
Or like maybe just some knobs or something.
I think it was just like octave up and octave down and dry. And that was like the nano Pog and the micro Pog. This is +2, +1, plus a 5th, -1, -2, and then your dry signal. So there's like 6
and those
friggin' paths.
Are those permanent? Because those look sort of like they might be screens. I wonder.
Those are screens, to my knowledge. Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Can it whammy? I think so. I think it can. It can because it has a detune thing.
Yeah. Which probably you could program that into it, right? Slider.
Yeah, so preset banks and all that jazz. It's got a direct out, a left out, and a right out, and it means business. Like it is.
Oh, here we go.
It's a lot. Yeah, here we go.
With this
breakdown, expand these little. Yeah,
I think I might have zoomed this a little bit. Yeah, let me zoom. If I zoom out, I can get a little more screen space. Maybe
it's got like an encoder as well.
Yeah. So all right, let's just see if we can. Oh, I just made that all too. No, I just did a terrible job. All right, so it's something like this. Sorry,
nav
Derek,
coder.
that's a nav coder knob.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, but it's so anyway, encoder it spins, but it's also like a up, clicky. Down, left, right. Yeah, clicky. OLED graphical display because you can't just like. Why does this have to be OLED? Anyway, whatever. We've got what do we got for I/O here? We've got left, right, and direct buttons. To solo them or something, maybe? Expression button. Enable the expression. So we're just like turning on and off those things.
Why would you do that though?
I don't know.
Why would you turn the expression off?
I'm
because your heel or toe position would be like your main sound, right?
Yeah.
But
so it looks like these may be permanent because this is like voice sliders controls the volume of all of the things, right? So both octaves in each direction, and then the 5th. The focus button toggles between original Pog octave and the pitchfork style algorithm of the +1 and +2 voices. What is the pitchfork style algorithm?
Pitchfork is that's another EHX pedal. That was a pitch adjust, modulates the pitch. So
does it add some wiggle to them?
Oh, something like that. I'm not fully certain about the pitchfork.
Okay.
I remember it being a pretty affordable pitch mod thing, though, when it came out.
So this allows the +1 and +2 voices to engage whammy-style pitch bends and freeze effects when using expression and warp. And the 2 freeze modes. Okay, there you go.
So the way Eric's describing that in the chat, it sounds like it's the Digitech drop functionality, which is just like
right on, yeah,
semitones down, but
yeah,
stepped semitones. So I think anyway, but
and then we got our 3 switches: presets up and down, and then the effect bypass.
Oh no, yeah,
buffered bypass.
Here, like I said before, I think if Strymon were responsible for making Pogs and not Electro-Harmonix, it would be this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, feels like...
So power USB-C, MIDI, in and
there's
out,
also
true
a...
MIDI.
There's a piece of software, like a controller software for your computer, much like HX Edit or something like that allows you to manipulate the presets and change banks and like do all the dialing in on your computer, and then you can save it to the pedal that way, which is cool. Yep. $645 though. Like who's it for with that much money?
I mean, honestly, that is a lot. Because
a lot. It's
yeah,
big
I mean,
too.
It's pretty in depth, right? It's pretty in depth. But for the kind of money that you could get like a whole modeling kit for, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the EHX
thing. You can't avoid it.
Is the name for this too. Obviously, like they are the Pog. So I trust it. I know it's a banger. I just think, what do you do? I would love to know what people use a Pog for. I see them all over the place. I never really use one, although I have been trying to make an effort to use it more, and in Helix anyway. And it is fun, but I just kind of wonder if it's for effect or just for like how do people use those? Let me know. But I think as we advance in this like software-driven guitar pedal thing, right? And we talk about accuracy of tracking and all that sort of stuff. This space feels like it has the most to gain still, in my mind. And I think pedals like this close that gap a lot. And I think just as how else can we make distortion pedals better? I feel like we've kind of hit the ceiling with that. Like we've hit the threshold. But with modulation and specifically pitch stuff, I think, and the accuracy of that pitch stuff, that's where there might be some wiggle room for people to do it better and better and better as for the next while, for the next few years, maybe. Does that feel right? I mean, am I just like
I agree with that. I also think like the reason, I sort of whined and said like, well, but you could just put this all into a modeler. But the thing you miss out on, or the thing you are paying for perhaps, is there's a few of the bells and whistles that probably wouldn't make it through if you like just inserted this inside some other software stack. But it's also having the physical control layout. Which is it's kind of like that's a lot, right? If you're actually going to dial this in, like it'll be much easier to get it just the way you want it. But and then are you going to touch it very much anymore? I don't know. I guess it depends what kind of, if you're a real Pog
player. Depends on what kind
of
player you are. Yeah, if you're using the presets and the MIDI and stuff, then maybe that stuff doesn't matter at some point. You use that to make your sounds and save them, and then bug it, whatever. Just use your presets. So that, I don't know. I added that mostly because that's my thoughts on it. Was I just thought like maybe this is kind of one of those spaces where there's still room for innovation, which feels like the main thing that I complain about a lot on this show is like what do we do about the tube screamer? Just stop making them. And yet EHX was like, oh, there is room for innovation with the Pog, and I don't think they were bullshitting about it. It's expensive as hell. And it's large, but it's also like, was the original Pog not fucked up enough for you? Guess what?
Buckle up, Eric. So you're saying I thought it had a direct box.
It's just MIDI.
I get what you're saying because it doesn't. Let's scroll back down to this. So, but it has a direct out. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not a balanced out. Yeah, it's not a balanced out like a. But would you really want a direct out on this? or sorry, not, it has a direct out, like for continuing on to, so basically like what you could envision with this is you have its left and right outputs. Those are like the effect outs, right? And you would have, scrolling up, you would have this dry slider all the way down, basically. And then, so you could basically go triple amp, right? Because you've got left and right pog amp, and then the rest of my pedal path comes from the direct out here and onto the rest of my chain or whatever.
And so go back up to the main panel there, and you can see the trimmers above each slider. You can send left or right.
Right.
So you can do this big, you can do this really big stereo spread if you wanted.
All right, let me have it,
right
Eric.
There. Yeah. 3 amps.
3 amps.
Wet,
that's right.
dry, wet.
And actually, I was only talking about the POG portion of your setup because we got to also remember that you still need your wet amp, which is for your like reverbs and delays, right? So this is your
okay.
POG
I see what you're saying.
You have your 2 POG amps, you have your 1 dry amp, and then you can have your wet amp, right? So you've got
we're
your.
On, was this 5?
You got now? 5 amps now. I'm thinking that they're all probably AC30s, right? Because I would quit guitar playing if I had to use a muffler.
Oh, yeah. I almost asked you if you wanted to talk about that, but
yeah, I think we've done it.
Okay. Yeah.
No, right. I don't. And then because what? Yeah. We have
what the hell is this thing doing if not modeling?
Right. I mean,
is your guitar really adding a low octave? No. So, I mean, there's a demo video from EHX about it, and it sounds friggin' nuts as expected. It does all kinds of weird shit that I swear that it's the EHX video guy who's like, I don't know, I don't remember his name, but he's like the guy, right? We all know him as the EHX video guy. He doesn't do anything else. It's definitely not true, but that's what I see him the most. And, it's a sound, man. It's like there's getting sounds in there that I'll never use for anything, but man, it's cool to watch.
It's like this pedal's an iteration.
Yeah.
So like the EHX guy had a head start for one thing, but like he must, well, whatever. I haven't watched it yet. He must do a great job of telling me exactly what's different about this, but probably most of the video is just
playing cool sounds.
It's just regular. Yeah, it sounds like it's not like there's something here that is unachievable by anything else. I think most of the innovation seems to just be layout and like, although could you do the like attack and
I don't think
filter
so.
Detune on sliders before? Because that's additional.
It's not just a reskinned POG 2. Like that's the thing. It's also more expensive than POG 2. And it is. They have.
Well, no, I'm not trying to like say it. I'm not trying to say it doesn't matter. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Like they added features, but like the core sound. That's what's interesting about it, I guess, is that the core sound. This isn't like some new thing that does something amazing. It has a couple of bonus features thrown in, like this focus mode thing and.
Those things are new. I think it's also, I was reading about it on the site. It just says improved tracking, right? So just across the board. Okay.
So it's just a new algorithm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and that's what I mean by like, the tracking has gotten better, which that feels like can we achieve perfect pitch tracking? Technologically speaking, probably, but so
well, that's like, it's like science, right? You just, all you can achieve is closer and closer to zero. It's like you can only get halfway there between wherever you were and the 100%.
Right. It's approaching the speed of light. It's right. It's a diminishing return. Yeah. It's
However, I think we'll know we're done with stuff like that when people start valuing the original POG because of its looser tracking, because that's the whole, right. Then we've done the whole thing and we've invented the transistor and then we've gone back.
Yeah. I think is it the Boss octave pedal that there's a new version of, but the old one was really coveted and they reissued it, or there's a Wazacraft or something like that. It's like the
ways it would get it wrong. The ways that we get it wrong is like necessary. Yeah.
I think the Whammy has that. It's got like a retro mode or something like that. and it's the original whammy tracking, which is like full of artifacts and weirdness.
Yeah.
So Eric says it's time to uninvent some stuff, which I definitely agree with just in general.
I could think of a few things, I bet. Put my mind to it.
Yeah.
Well,
so anyway, that's the Pog 3. It's also really big. Like, I think if you're looking for octave stuff for some weird, wild moments in your set, the Pog 3 is probably overkill.
It's a set. It's It's a choice. It's a choice. Let's see. So,
hey,
excellent.
Let's talk about a giveaway.
Okay, we're gonna do a giveaway. What am I gonna do this? All right. A giveaway, you say?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm in the chat. Like, I'm chatting in our own chat. Yeah. Tom Morello used a whammy. Ever listen to that guy? He's pretty good. And I'm thinking how hilarious it would be if Tom Morello came out as like suddenly pro Pog with the expression pedal attachment and is like trying to do all this all the time.
That would be such a get. Such a get for EHX, right? Holy cow.
God, yeah. It'd be Slash's Gibson, situation.
The snakeskin.
Yeah.
The snakeskin Marshall amp. I don't know.
It's not a Marshall, it's a Magnatone because...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because fuck Marshall, apparently.
My sin. Anyway, so we threatened a giveaway. I think we probably waited longer than we were supposed to. What's it going to be? It's going to be... I sort of had a very not great idea, and Derek was like, "Let me fix that idea for you." And so here's what we've got. Here, let me fix your idea.
Yeah,
we're gonna do some Copperstone stuff. This is and we talked about these when they came around. The circuit breadboard bundle. Some of this building. So yeah, I thought, what haven't we done? And there are these pedal kits, and I thought a lot of people in our audience would probably think that's fun, but like you need tools for that, and there's some other stuff. Right. And Derek was like, well, and like I said, let me fix your fucking idea, buddy. Because
the pedal, like build your own clone thing, that's a good idea. Like still.
It's all well and good, but it you have to have a soldering iron and all that. So this fixes so much of that because of what he's done. So over at Copper Sound, as we recall, they created these kits, and I can't zoom in on this picture. That's going to be fine. Anyway, so it's a bit of breadboard, and it's got pre-baked into it input and output jacks and a switch of some kind. Yeah, it looks like a switch and a shunt resistor. Yes. Oh, okay. So we've got power supply. And he's got a little kit to read, decipher resistor codes. And basically, so because it's breadboard, you don't have to solder, right? You're all just push into they're basically like contact pins, and that means there's a lot more you can build a little pedal in here, and then you can take it apart and build something else.
Yeah, and experiment and say, like, if I change this value for that value, what happens? And you can experience that in real time. Now, to clarify, this is not a pedal. This is not in a stomp box pedal enclosure. Right. This is pedal circuitry that you're going to build yourself using this kit for the purposes of learning and seeing how all that works and feeling creative and doing all that kind of cool stuff. Yeah. So there are a handful of circuits you can choose from. And I thought it would be really great for the winner to pick which one they want, and we'll just send it directly to you. So I don't want to say like, oh, we're going to do the EQ, right? And nobody wants it or something ridiculous. Or we're going to do the fuzz or something, and maybe you're not into fuzz. So we're going to set up the giveaway channel again for this. We'll post about that within the next few days, within the next week when this episode publishes. And so we will, run the giveaway as normal. And
looks like it comes. We can choose a U.S. or UK power supply. So offers open to the UK anyway.
Yeah.
What do we got? Silicon fuzz, single transistor OD, treble boost, hard clip distortion, 3-band EQ, MOSFET boost, and LPB boost drive a fuzz.
LPB is the linear power booster, which is an EHX driver pedal.
Right on.
Booster thing.
Cool.
Which I think is the basis of the Gravity Bomb, if I recall. So anyway,
nice.
That this DIY circuit kit can be yours. And when are we going to run this to?
I mean, they have 2 weeks if we run it to when the next episode air. I think, do we usually run it through the next episode and then we call it because we record so far ahead of time? So, yeah.
Right. So this will come out on the 19th, a week from today. And so then we'll run it again through September 2nd and then say we'll pick a winner for...
We'll pick a winner on the Monday after the next episode.
Which is the 16th? Is that right?
I didn't open the calendar, so I sure can do that, which I should do. Yes, so y'all will hear about this on the 19th, and then on the 2nd of September, we will pick a winner.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Right, on the Monday, the 2nd of September, we'll pick a winner, and it will be announced in Discord and then announced on the episode on the 9th, of course, but...
Right.
And that's just unless we follow through with changing our recording day, that's the way things are right now. So maybe after this.
So you have until, from when you hear this, until September 2nd to get on that giveaway. The way to do that is to come into Discord and click the little emoji thing that we set up in our giveaways channel. We'll have that ready to rock soon. So, and if you're on the newsletter, you can find out about those details there as well. And I did not call Alex or anything for this, by the way. I was like, what if we did this cool thing that Copper Sound does? So
So Alex, I mean, I hope that's all right. Obviously, he doesn't care, but
I think he's going to be fine with it.
He's going to be fine with it. Yeah, it'll come with all these pre-cut wires and everything. And what's great about this, like we were saying, is like it's a pedal kit in a sense, but rather than just being fixed into that, and it needs a lot fewer tools, and then you can take it and do other things with it after the fact if you want. And I think it's pretty rad. So what's also very cool is that on the JHS pedal channel on YouTube, they've been doing a lot of pedal circuit design stuff, live streams and things. I think they're calling it Short Circuit, and they are using these. They are using the Copper Sound DIY stuff. So super cool. Very excited to give one of these away. So anyway, get in there. Get in there. All right, excellent.
Hey, just a quick note on giveaways and your attendance, let's say, in Discord. If you want to join in just to enter the giveaway, do it. That's literally, that is totally fine. Yeah, you don't have to come in and participate. You don't have to, if you want to join just to enter our giveaways, I encourage that.
Yeah, it's totally fine. And if anybody ever gave you shit about just joining for the giveaway and not participating in Discord at all, first of all, it's probably me giving you shit if anybody's doing it. Second of all,
I'll give you shit too.
Who cares? You're never going to see it because you won't be in Discord. Who gives a shit? You don't ever have to see that guy again.
Yeah, right? Easy. Done and done.
Over with.
Yeah. So where are we at? What time is it?
That's friggin' it.
That's friggin' it. I got a thing of the week. Do you?
I got a few things I could draw from here. Feeling good about some stuff that I could easily recommend. So I'll let you guys pick if you want TV or board game or what. I got a few. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go?
No, you go first and then we'll do a little
hit me with a sound
out of my hat. Oh boy. Here we go. Do you hear it?
I don't hear anything.
That one was entirely silent.
I don't hear you anymore.
Oh, no.
I don't hear Justin.
You don't hear me?
What did you do? I just heard a little tick, a little double click, and then you disappeared. I see you.
Uh-oh.
What the hell
stuff
happened?
broke. All right, hold on.
No, I don't hear anything you're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
This is very uncomfortable. Oh, no. We've created a monster.
Sorry. I don't. Did it come back? Did I come back? No.
There we go. There you're back. You're back.
Yes. Okay. All right.
What the?
Possible little bugs with my audio routing software. Let's see if I can play a sound now. Nope.
Yep.
Part of one, but it's cutting out. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Eric, I appreciate your Jesus fucking Christ boys comment in the chat, but you've been here long enough. The show's been on the air for 11 years.
Yeah, man. The amount of bullshit I have to do to get this stuff to stay together in the first place. All right.
Yeah, it's like a peek behind the curtain. We are held together with like bubble gum and push pins.
I have to get the video recording to hear all the sounds in multi-tracks that I can mix them. I have to get you guys to hear the things you're supposed to hear. I have to be able to hear you and the sounds, and that all has to work. And something just went out, and I just flipped a little switch off and on again, and it came back. So okay, apparently we got hiccups.
It's fine.
Anyway,
the show is a work in progress,
Yeah,
always improving. So, Justin carries a boulder up a hill that is Discord. Yeah. Very Sisyphean task. Anyway, speaking of Copper Sound, this is a good transition. So my pick of the week is the new Jack White album. Which is,
okay.
I texted Alex a few days ago, like it came out, I think 2 weeks ago or so, maybe 3 weeks ago. I texted him like, hey, so the new Jack White album's pretty great. Or as I'm calling it, Copper Sound Pedals the Record, because it is so clear how much triple graph you're hearing and how much of like the stutter stuff you're hearing. And yeah, here it is. It's called No Name. And I have so many thoughts about this. I've been listening to it a lot. It's, it looks like it's been out, it came out on the 1st. So pretty new.
Yeah.
I would really love to hear what you have to say about this album.
Okay.
From a sound standpoint. Because,
all right, well, we got a few minutes. We're only 50 minutes into the recording. Everybody just hold on for a second.
Let's pause for 4 minutes. Justin's going to listen to a song.
I'm just going to play a few of these songs onto YouTube just to make sure that whatever happens with that is going to happen.
Yeah. No, you don't understand. We were promoting it.
Yeah. No, I mean well.
So this album, though, I think is it's Jack White. So it's like really rough around the edges. It's really, the drums are like big and open and from across the room sounding, and a lot of parts are very simple, and then it's all those simple things coalescing together.
My phone just started playing something. I was trying to just like type it in here so that I could not forget to add it to my, anyway.
And you might think like, oh, it's just like old guitar sounds and old bass sounds and old drum sounds and stuff like that. But it is those things in a sort of ode to classic rock way, ode to vintage gear sort of thing, that Jack White tends to do.
Yeah.
But the songs slam. Like it is, it's both. You know what I mean? So it's not just like blues riffs.
Nostalgia for the sake of it kind of thing.
Yeah. It's actually like, I was comparing it to Greta Van Fleet, which I don't know if you and I have talked about, but Greta Van Fleet is this band that's come out sounding basically exactly like Led Zeppelin.
Right, yeah.
To the point of they get a lot of flack for it. And I think I don't know, I could go on about it at length and I won't, but I think all that band does is make me want to listen to Zeppelin instead. Not the case.
Yeah, I recall not being overly impressed, personally.
Even though this album, the Jack White record, feels like it is precisely between Led Zeppelin in 1969 through 1971. Like it is precisely in that time of Led Zeppelin, down to like the recording styles, the slide stuff that Jimmy Page was doing, but it's still not just ripping it off. It's so hard for me to explain and articulate. It's like
the difference between an homage or a love letter and just trying to like be the thing, right? Like I really love this, so I'm going to try to be it, but actually like just use that as I'm just going to do art in this way. It's like it's like choosing a paintbrush and a it's like choosing your style of art or something. And
exactly. So it's right. It's like almost like the medium, like a sub medium sort of. Well, that's a very interesting thought I just gave myself. Hold on to that. But anyway, it's really, really good. And it's all kinds of weird and wackadoo stuff like Jack White does, but it's all great. And I think as a completed work, it's like just awesome. My favorite song, Doomsday by Lizzie McAlpine, has been dethroned as my favorite song for right now.
Well, that's still your favorite song for a few episodes, man.
Yeah. This is what I was just thinking about this a couple days ago as I was listening to this record, and I was like, I'm just gonna move into this position of a rotating favorite song. What's my favorite song right now is far more
Right.
important to me than like what's my favorite song ever, because that's who cares, right? It doesn't really matter. But yeah, my favorite song right now is on this album, and it's called Tonight Was a Long Time Ago or something like that. Tonight, parentheses, Tonight, parentheses, was a long time ago. It sounds like if Led Zeppelin wrote Slow Ride, and it's better than both of those things. So, check it out. No Name, Jack White.
Excellent.
Hit me with a TV show, since we just got a board game rundown from Justin last time.
Oh, did I? That was last time? Okay. In that case, let's see. So we started. This is probably not news to anybody because I think everybody kind of loves this. But Shogun.
I've been meaning to start that.
Oh, good. So you haven't? No, not Shogun the album. I'm trying to come up with some kind of. Oh, it's a Trivium album. Sorry, Shogun on Hulu.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that on Hulu? Or?
I'm trying to find like
the page. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to. What do? I'll look at the IMDb page because I'm sure that'll be okay.
Yeah. That's
so here we go.
Yeah, I've heard this is awesome.
Yeah, and like you're not gonna get there with me if you got a problem with subtitles. Okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But yeah, really, really well done. It's a show you know. We put on we watched a couple of we've seen just a few episodes now, and we like pulled up a like character list. She found this site that was like the name of this character and some of their background in kind of a spoiler-free way, like stuff that's given away in the first episode or two, kind of stuff. And that helped a lot. So a lot of this is based on. Well, I think the whole thing really is based on. I think there was an older version of this show. I think it's kind of a remake, but it was based on a novel by James Carville, and it has some true historical connection, and like it's kind of about this like
historical
Japan at this time. So this is a time when Japan doesn't know about the rest of the world. Essentially, like they know about Asia. But the Portuguese have made their way around and essentially are trading with Japan, and they present themselves as like, we're the rest of the world. And Japan doesn't know about anything other than the Portuguese and the Catholics, basically. And so this guy, there's a bunch of intrigue between these warlords who are sort of like ruling Japan, and this, with this sort of Catholic Portuguese influence. And then there's this English guy on a Dutch charter ship who's basically has this mission to like, they hate the Portuguese and they have this mission to sort of disrupt this. And part of that ends up being like, revealing that that Japan, you're being lied to, and the Portuguese consider you their territory, basically. Like to the rest of the world, they divided up between Spain and Portugal. They divided up the world and said, you can own this and we'll own that. And Japan, you're owned by Portugal. And once the warlords figure that out, it's like, oh wait, but it's not just that, right? Because they are then using that to battle each other, and it's all this shit. And anyway, I can't wait to keep going with it. So
that sounds great.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of people at work talking about it. I would love to check it out.
And now it's showing me Fallout videos, so I guess I'll get that off the screen. Whatever. We've moved on anyway.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Solid
so
picks.
That's what we've been liking.
Some Tone Control classics right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to get Marielle to finish up this last season of The Boys with me. The Boys is a really tough watch for her.
I respect
gross.
that. It's so gratuitous.
I love that show, but I get it. I'm laughing out loud, and she's just like, she's like covering her face for half of the episodes. And she's like, I want to know what happens in the story, but come on.
I know. We watched some of it, and it was like, whoa. Oh my God.
What just happened to me?
I remember when Daredevil came out as like one of the first big Netflix things, and it was not first, but it was one of these Netflix originals that really hit hard. And it was it was after Jessica Jones, and they were like doing the Defenders and stuff.
Right.
And all that. I remember trying to watch Daredevil. If kind of fell away, unfortunately. But I remember thinking like, this is wildly violent, like way over the top to the point of me. It almost it is pulling me out of the experience of watching it, because it's just this is very intense and very extravagant choreography and fight scenes, and very
that take a long time to happen. Yeah,
and just so graphic. And I'm like, well, maybe sometimes less is more. Like, let what happened to be implied. That can hit pretty hard too. And I don't need to actually see this guy's eyeball go through an ice pick or something like that, whatever it is. But I remember feeling the same way of like, can they put that on TV? Even though it felt that kind of way.
Yeah. Well, on that, to that point, I think Shogun will work for you, because obviously a very violent time and lots of swords and stuff. But cool. they are doing it, in the artistic way. Even a fight sequence is like.
Let me just say, it's not that I won't watch it either. It's not like I disliked Daredevil or The Boys because of its violence. I just remember thinking at a point, it was like, I've never seen anything like this on a TV screen. Like, it's so much.
so much. Yep. All right.
Cool.
Great. Highly recommended. And that'll do it. Hey, on my timer, we just crossed an hour, so.
I got something else we can talk about if you want to just...
just pad this shit out.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty good. I've got a good shakedown cruise here for the new setup. I've got something wrong with my soundboard. I don't know what it is. I'm blaming Mac OS Sonoma, because I've never used any of this shit before, but that's what the computer came with. So
sounds like you got yourself a project.
I got myself a little project. I'm going to figure out what the fuck's going on in here, because things work and then they stop working for no reason. That's not how computers are supposed to do, but it is how they do, and we know this.
Speaking of projects, I'm almost done with another droid.
Yeah. The
Buzz droid.
The sabotage. Yeah, the sabotage droid or whatever he's called. Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually called a sabotage droid. The Buzz droid is like the colloquial term.
Right.
Yeah. That's fucking fucked up.
It's got a lot of parts, man.
A lot of parts, yeah. It's like they're so messed up. It's made to self-sabotage in order to destroy other things, whether they be people or other droids or ships or anything like that. And they're just like these small by Star Wars standards, I guess, like kamikaze-esque self-sabotaging droids and stuff. And they walk around on all of the tools that are at the ends of their legs.
Because it doesn't matter. Fun. Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. It's all going to fall apart anyway. So anyway, that's almost done.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Love it. Should we get out of here?
Yeah, we should. And we want to just say thanks for being here with us. And of course, join the Discord to join in on the giveaways that we do occasionally and hang out. And also, then if you want to support the show, there is... the fuck is that, Derek?
It's our gift call during the Patreon, which is the letter J.
The letter J. Post them in the chat while Justin tries to talk about.
The J that I just posted has a butt, a classic tone control throwback.
Yep, a J with a butt. So this is great. Well, thanks to the patrons who support the show and allow us to do things like giveaways, by example. And if you want to do that, all those links are in the show notes. Right there at the top, there is a Discord link, a Patreon link, and a link to the newsletter. The newsletter is just almost nothing, but whatever comes through there, is extremely high importance. So just all I'll say is
correct.
Get on that newsletter and be ready. You'll know when the time comes.
Because you'll get an email.
Because you get an email, and your email
say the time is ready.
Yeah. Your email client will alert you that you have received an email. So
you will get a push notification and you will know it.
Unless you have those disabled.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you do you. I get it.
It's a wide open world, so there's different kinds of people. So I want to personally thank the patrons. He said, hoping the music was going to start playing.
There it goes.
Here it goes. I want to thank the patrons personally, and those patrons that I want to thank personally this week are Rabbi Bob, Stingo Rar, Carson Ricketts, Matthew Fenslaw. Is he going to change it? No, he's not. Bryson Wolf, Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks podcast, Andrew Walsh of Andrew's Alcove, Sean Wright of Lollygagger Effects, Doug Gann, and of course, I play guitar.
Good name.
Yeah. For a little while, his name was actually Derek. And that was a very confusing couple of days for me.
Oh, remember when we did like Justin's friend, Derek's friend, you and me?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was awful.
Terrible idea.
That was awful for me making the joke.
All right, we're almost at the end of the music. Bye-bye. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.